What the heck is today? Today is Friday, April 8th. Getting closer to the deadline of filing my taxes. Ah! I'm not very happy about having to do that, but I'm happy about the return that I'm going to be getting. So, yay! I can't be altogether disappointed. Anyway. I'm getting over something right now that is pretty freaking devastating. I had somebody in my life that I consider to be a best friend, and we happened to get into a heated debate over something over Facebook, and it got to the point where it kind of felt like an argument. So I was just like, you know what, I want to stop this because it's not going to go anywhere. Can we just, agree to disagree? And then I find that she posts something on her wall regarding debates. And I'm like, oh, okay, it's interesting to, hear her take on it. But then, the comments that followed that were kind of bashing me. Not cool. She says it's not about me, but if it wasn't about me, then she wouldn't have had to post that on her wall shortly after we had that debate, and shortly after it kind of turned into an argument. I'm uncomfortable with having debates that do not have a moderator. Moderators are there for a reason, because sometimes on one end or the other or both ends, in this case it was on my end, it kind of got ugly. I took it a little bit too personally. I took her out of context. I ended up apologizing for it. I told her I'm sorry for taking you out of context. I owned up to it. But then, she posts what she posts on her wall about the case and scenario and her thoughts on it. And the comments that followed after that weren't very, very kosher at all. Which made me feel like she was talking behind my back. So because she was doing that, I thought that I would do to her what she did to me because it really hurt. And I wanted to see how she felt about it. Obviously, I did not get a positive, reaction. Just like she didn't get a positive reaction out of me when I saw that on her wall. And as stupid as all of that sounded, that actually broke up our friendship. Yeah, it actually broke up our friendship. I don't know. I find it so stupid. If you say that you're friends with somebody, you're not going to talk behind their back on your Facebook page like I'm not going to see it. Really? And she leaves me a message on my answering machine saying, I thought that we were adults and this, that, and the other thing. Instead of you posting shit on your wall, you should talk to me instead of, saying stuff on your wall. And I did it because she did it. And the reason why I wanted to do what she did is because I wanted to see how she would feel about it if somebody did that to her. Because she did it to me. And it didn't feel right. It's like, well, if you don't feel right or good at all about somebody doing that to you, then why are you doing that? And that broke up our friendship. Yeah. I've been upset about it. I mean, so upset that all day yesterday, I was actually crying like somebody had passed away. Like, that's how bad it hurt. Oh, it was hard for me to get out of bed today, but here I am. I ended up getting up out of bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon after staying up all night last night, being as upset as I was over this whole thing. And I'm still upset, but I'm doing better today. And I'm looking everywhere. I mean, I went on to, what was the website? I don't even know what the hell the website was. The information's not in front of me right now, but I went on to this website that I signed up for, and I described what had gone on. I even admitted where I went wrong. And, I got an answer from this person saying, well, you're better off not pursuing it or trying to fix it, because if this person had, spoken about you behind your back on her wall, which is kind of the same thing as doing it, in life, not on the internet. If you're going to talk about somebody behind their back, they're eventually going to find out. So don't even bother doing it. I mean, really. So I mean, like, I don't know. You know how when somebody talks behind your back, you talk to mutual friends, you see them and you're like, "Oh, hey, how's it going?" and whatever, and the tone changes. It's, instead of saying, "Oh, hi," it's usually, "Oh, hey," like, "Oh, it's you. Somebody's been talking about you." You know what I'm saying? The tone changes. It's the same thing as doing that to somebody on social media, whether it's Facebook or otherwise. And it really sucks. It really does. It sucks to have somebody talking about you behind your back. It's like, did you think I was not going to see this? And this is somebody that I grew up with, that I've known since elementary school. And we haven't talked or have been friends or anything for like a good 15 years. And then suddenly, like 2 years ago, we start talking over Facebook because I found her and I added her. I'm like, holy shit, I have not seen her in forever. I'm adding her, because we never had any problems. We never had any bad blood or anything. So I was like, alright, let's see what's going on with her. And, eventually, we started becoming best friends. And, out of nowhere, just because we have one debate gone wrong, an argument. Oh. She starts talking about me behind my back. And yeah, it was childish of me to do what she did to me to her, to make her feel what I felt. But it really hurt that bad. I mean, I don't know. And the whole time that I've been friends with this person, I noticed that whenever she would, talk to me, she would either talk about her relationship that she's in, or she would talk about other people that she's friends with, like, "Oh, did you know that this one, constantly gets yeast infections, and I think she might have something, she's nasty," and, "Whoa, why are you sharing this with me? This is that person's business, why are you telling me about that?" Or she'll say, "I think that this person's crazy, that they're loopy, that they're off the wall," and I'm like, thinking to myself, usually when a person says something about somebody else, they're really talking about themselves. Why is she doing that? I mean, can't she just be happy with herself and not talk about other people? So, I should have seen this coming. I should have seen it coming that she would eventually talk behind my back too. But, stupid me, I was blind to that and I didn't think about that. So, in a way, I'm glad that she did it, and I'm glad that it happened, because, it's not healthy to be friends with somebody who talks about others behind their backs, especially if she says that they're her friends. Because, eventually she'll do it to you too. And it's not worth being involved in. So, those are my thoughts about that. I mean, so much for us being adults about it. Hey, I'm guilty too, okay? I'm guilty in the sense where, I posted stupid shit on my wall just like you did, even though I shouldn't have done that. I'm guilty in doing that. That was stupid. But, you did it first. I know. It doesn't matter who started it. Get into the corner. No cookies and milk for you. But seriously, when you see somebody talking about you behind your back, that is a form of backstabbing, and it hurts. It hurts like hell. Now, throughout this whole video, I'm not mentioning any names. Any names. I'm not mentioning the name of this person I'm talking about. I'm not going to mention any names of the people this person had talked about, because that's incriminating, and all that's going to do is spread more hurt, and that's not what I want to do. I just want to air out my personal grievance about the situation, not the person. Because it helps. It feels better. It really does. It helps to air it out and to let it go and to let it off my chest so I don't have to keep feeling the weight of it. And you know, it's hard to go through a friendship breakup because you think to yourself, am I ever going to be able to trust another friend again? You know, it does hurt. This isn't the first time that I've gone through something like this. The first time that I've gone through something like this, I was pretty much best friends / sisters with somebody who was my blood sister. And we got so close. She was like a part of my family, literally. I mean, I loved her so much. And then things really got fucked up, going downhill. She was on all kinds of drugs, constantly drinking, like every other day. I'm like, I can't deal with this. Because she would go through these mood swings, and she would start flipping shit on me. And during our whole sisterhood together, we had promised to each other never to lay our hands on each other and never to talk behind each other's back should we ever have an out. And the second promise she had broken, because she started to talk all kinds of crap behind my back, I kept everything that I knew about her to myself in hopes that we will be friends again, get over the stupid argument, and knock the bullshit off. And of course, you know, we ended up, you know, quote unquote, breaking up, getting back together, breaking up, getting back together, because I considered her a sister. I loved her unconditionally. So I let that happen to me. In this situation, though, it just took once. It just took once, because I've already learned that when somebody talks behind your back instead of coming to you and being honest, despite whether it hurts you or not, then you can't trust that person. You can't. This time, thank goodness it only took once. So I don't have to keep going over it and over it and over it and allowing that person to tear my heart out over and over and over again. But, yeah. Unbelievable. I mean, this person is clean that I'm talking about. She doesn't do any drugs. She doesn't even smoke cigarettes. She'll drink socially. She's pursuing a college education right now, and she's doing really good with her life. The only thing that she's falling short of is keeping a friend's trust. And believe me, it did hurt. But, what is my advice? I don't know. What advice can I possibly give to people that are dealing with some situation like this, where, you know, you feel that a person is really close to you and you love them and they end up hurting you by backstabbing you? Well, my advice is to kind of break it off, but not break it off. Like, give it some space. You know what I mean? Give it some space if you're not that hurt. Okay? If the effects aren't that severe on you and you still love this person, like, to the point where you're willing to take any kind of shit for them, you know, just give it a break. Give it a break. Let the person have their space and see how they are when they come back to you. If they're the same or they're worse, you're better off letting that person go. If they've, you know, improved and they stop the BS, then, hey, that's cool. Keep them around. But if you're somebody, you know, like me, who has been hurt a lot by people and have been backstabbed a lot by people, the first time should be enough. I mean, especially if you're around my age. I'm 29, okay? I don't have time for games with people, especially if they say that they're close to me. So, for me, the first time a person stabs me in the back, that's good enough. That's all I need to know. Can't take it. You know what I mean? And I'm better off doing that and moving on, because there are other friends of mine that I have out there that are probably a lot more trustworthy. So, I can't let this get to me. But I just thought that I would come up on here and talk with you guys about this, because I'm pretty sure there are a lot of you that go through this, and there are not enough videos on YouTube that talk about friendship breakups. So I thought that I would add to that content right there. Because something like this is really not easy. Because you think to yourself, you know, men and women, whether you're a guy or a girl, they come and go. But your best friends and your family are always going to be there for you. And you think to yourself, well then, what happens if a best friend stabs you in the back? Where can you go? What happens if your family isn't that supportive? Or even if they are, and you're just hurt, where can you go? Gotta go in here. That's where you gotta go. Because if you can't trust yourself and love yourself, there's no way you're gonna be able to do that for somebody else. Whether they take the road of hurting you or not. That's up to them. That's on them. That's not your fault. So, with that being said, thank you for letting me air out my feelings today. I can't help it. I have been going through it. I did say that this year I was going to make, a resolution to get rid of any toxic people and drama out of my life. And even though I wanted to stop, with the whole getting the drama out of my life series, it's still happening because I'm sticking to that resolution. Because I've already come to terms with loving myself and appreciating myself for who I am. And in turn, because of that, I can love my family better. And anybody who comes into my life, I can love them better. But when I deal with somebody who is not on the same level with me, whew, man, I can't keep it. I can't. Because I've already been through so much with people. It's unbelievable. So yeah. This person even went so far to say, I bet it feels empowering to do this over social media and blah blah blah. Well, you know what? You did it over social media first. I only responded to it. Actually, it was a nasty reaction. Let me be honest, it was a nasty reaction. But you know what? It's a good thing that I do live at least some of my life on social media, because there are people here who go through the same things that don't want to feel alone. There are people here who want to hear advice, who want to hear somebody's situation that they went through. Because there's nothing like feeling alone. But that's just my take on it. So you can make fun of me for being on here and opening myself up to other people to help others while helping myself in the process. But that's what I'm doing. And I'm proud of that. I am. At the time that I'm not working on my computer on the internet, I'm doing this. So if you want to make fun of me for helping other people, thank you. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you. I'm sure that they appreciate it.